All right, back at it. So, what we left off on, we started talking about what was it like being in prison. So now let's actually go into what put you on a warpath to basically make you successful once you got on the outside. Now, I mean, because your mindset had to be in a visionary state. Like I envisioned basically me going out here and rocking this IT world. Now, I mean, that's like it's a vision, and like, but what got you on that warpath? Now, I mean, because when you were in the military, you were not a specialist in the IT industry.
No, I wasn't.
So it had to be some type of reprogramming of self to basically get you to where you at now. So explain to the world like what got you to that point.
Well, I mean, just as well as a person that's spending time in prison, when they get out, they need support. I had support in there, and what I mean by support is that I had not a lot, but I had very few people that I got with good dudes that was in it that helped supported me. And I'm not talking about financial. I'm talking about mentally here.
Yeah.
Put me on the right path.
Change the perspective.
Yeah. So when I was in solitary confinement during pre-trial, I said, you know what, man? I said I'm about to be another statistic. This is before I even got convicted. I said I already knew I was going to get convicted because I was guilty for what I did. But I said, you know what? Change start now. The rehabilitation starts now. So what I did was I started reading. Boom, 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 boom. I started reading. I really didn't get into IT until after I came home when I went to Pierce College.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and I'm gonna tell you why. When I was in there, I started reading books. A lot of things I ran across was like a lot of fad magazines, and a lot of those dudes that spend like they probably most likely because they hit kingpin status, they will never come home. They get it's like a Q&A because they get interviewed. And one of the things they asked them towards the end of the interview is there any advice that you can give to the youth? You know what I'm saying? What would you advise them? So I ran across this one dude. I don't remember who he was, but I could probably pick him out if I picked up a fad magazine and stuff like that.
Pick him out the lineup.
I could pick him out.
Pick him out the lineup. Yeah, my man right there.
Pick him out. You know what I'm saying? And he said, make sure that you stay tuned to technology. That was the seed that he planted in my head. Okay. Make sure you stay, because technology has ever grown so much, you're gonna lose that. One of the disadvantages of being in prison is that you're gonna lose technical skills like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The use of the iPhone, the use of stuff like that. Even when I came out, like when I got locked up, the BlackBerry Pearl, so it wasn't no touchscreen.
Yeah.
I had the BlackBerry Pearl and the Razor. The joint, the flip phone, the Razor, them jaws were still rocking before I went to prison. You know what I'm saying? Now they got the touch screen type jaws, man. It blew my mind, right? Yeah. It's only 7 years. So you imagine dudes that spent multiple years in prison. I'm talking about decades. I almost hit a decade. I was close to a decade. Them dudes spent decades. I'm talking about 20, 25 years. They've been already locked in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's when he changed my mindset. You know what I'm saying? So when I was in prison, I started taking a lot of college courses, and I had a 3.8 GPA, and I was studying psychology because I wanted to know more about myself. Yeah. So that was my first major. Yeah. When I was going through Missouri Western State University. Yeah. I went to Kansas Community College. I took a lot of my general ads from them. Yeah. I took a couple of electives correspondingly through Adams State University, and then when Missouri Western State decided to come and be involved, I switched my major to psychology because they were doing a cohort. So I started studying psychology. When I got out, a lot of programs. I'm trying to get a lot of programs, get me a trade or something, because I need to do something to go ahead and get money. I already knew I was going to go to college, but I was trying to give myself 6 months.
You got to understand the self first, and you was like, all right, I know where I stand in this world, but now I know that I need to make money. A field that's going to actually make me some money.
Because you talk a lot about investments. Yeah. So I had to make it a huge investment, a choice in investment and myself that's going to be make money for me in the future. It's going to reap dividends in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because you talk a lot about that. You know what I'm saying, Mike? So that's what I basically did. And so when I got out, I went to Pierce College. Because before then, I had an old head was telling me, if I were you, he said, because you already got so much in college and everything, you don't need this program here. And there's a lot of, they get a lot of felonies and they try to give them, you know, they take tape tests, they try to educate them, teach them interview skills and stuff like that. Because I brought him my college transcripts from in prison. He said, he looked at it, he asked me where I wanted to go. He said, he said, listen, it'll be a waste of time for you to go through this program. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could gain some benefit from it. A Muslim old head, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm Muslim, so he'd be like, you know, Sheikh, you know what I'm saying, older brother. You know, he said, man, if I were you, go to college, finish school. He spent some years up in Greatest-Fort and came home and got his college degree. He got a master's degree. You know what I'm saying? And now he's one of the directors for these programs that, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if they still have it now because the state cut funding that was helping a lot of dudes that was coming out of prison, you know, teaching them interview skills and giving them, you know, skills to be like, you know, forklift operator and putting them on jobs and stuff like that to become a forklift operator and start making some money to be self-sufficient and stuff like that. Instead, all what we know is, let me go ahead and go grab this bag right quick.
Let me go knock this get you out off. The loop. Because the thing about it is, your life is like this, like most people, you know what I mean?
Right.
You eat, sleep, and you find some way to get money. You eat, sleep, and find some way to get money. But if you don't, you know what I mean, go outside that circle for another way to make money, you're going to stay in that circle. You know what I mean? So that's what he's basically saying. Like, they need to be taught skills outside of the ways of hustling, B&Es, or whatever the case may be. So they could get back, you know what I mean, back into society the right way. You know what I mean? Paying taxes. You know what I mean? Because that's what you really want. You want people to be paying taxes.
So to finish answering your question, even though I went through that, just to tell you a quick fast story. You know, I had two dudes that spent, you know, about 20 to 25 years on death row. And they came out and their sentence got commuted over to life. So they was Kenneth Parker, who's from Philly. He might be getting out in the next year or so. I got word coming home. He spent 20 years on death row. Wade Walker was from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, with the vice lords and stuff, that Kenneth Parker from North, where you got Wade Walker from Chicago, you know what I'm saying, with the vice lords and stuff like that, he get ready to get out soon too. He spent 15 years on death row. So when they got out, they saw me, you know, I latched on to them and they started re-educating me, along with other people from, not only from, you know, certain, you know, a lot, I stuck to my own group of people, the black folks, but I learned from, I got real close to, because I was in the military. So what, you know, even though you hang out with your own people, you still get cool with white people, Latino people, stuff like that. So when I was going through college classes, I even latched on to the white dudes, man. I used to sit in their section, stuff like that. So I was surrounded with good dudes that was like-minded. In general, that was like-minded, that wanted to change themselves and wanted to progress because they know one day we got numbers, one day we're getting out. So you gotta have some type of education to be able to maneuver.
So let me say one thing too. Another key to success, what he just said, was basically he started hanging around the right people. You know what I mean? He didn't go to jail and say, yo, I'm gonna start hanging with all the drug lords, you know what I mean, and stuff of that nature. He said, let me hang out with people that's progressing through this journey. Cause, you know what I mean, jail could be a journey, you know what I mean? It was his journey to enlightenment to another path, you know what I mean? Cause he was already on the military path, went to jail. That could led him to a path of him linking up with some B&E kings and coming back out here acting all crazy. But, you know what I mean, him being in a circle of positive people that, you know what I mean, been through these journeys, heard the good stories, and they just putting into him the good stuff. He's out here doing the good stuff. So the circle definitely affects you. So hang with the right people.
So, boom. So went through that, had some real good dudes and everything like that. We went our separate ways because we got transferred. So I did my last 2.5 years, and that was a real struggle for me. My last 2.5 years before I got released on parole, which I'm currently on. And the reason why I say that was a struggle because they didn't have any type of education there at Fort Dix. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many hours that you can do and stuff like that. So that was a 2-year break of me of going to college. So what I did during that time is that once again you start. That's another level.
Yeah.
Each level you go to with, you know, of consciousness and reading books. Now this material that I got and the people that I was surrounded with, you know what I'm saying? The last 2.5 years of my incarceration period was on a whole totally different level.
Okay. So now you're basically we're talking about self-education.
Right.
Now, I mean, not curriculum set education. We talk about you basically learning some information out of a book and saying, all right, how can I implement this? Now, I mean,
I spent 4.5 years at Leavenworth, military Leavenworth out in Kansas, and I studied Islam. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Muslim, but a lot of my time was dedicated towards college. So, you know, when I had time, I read my Islamic books and stuff like that. Just make sure I made my prayers 5 times a day. Keeping on top of, you know, my salats and knowledge and education of salats and stuff like that. Until another person that I met through correspondence, whose name is Sheikh Mustafa Umar, who's the founder and president of California Islamic University, that offers a bachelor's degree. Then they're also about to offer a master's degree program in Islamic studies out of California. You can take online courses, or that's, you know, just like Pierce College, online or on campus, depending on where you at. So I got through correspondence with him. We became very good friends through correspondence. Actually, get ready in October. I'm getting ready to go out to California to be a guest speaker at that school.
See, look, hey, you doing big things. How long you been out of prison?
13 months.
Only 13 months. He already doing public speaking engagements and everything like that. He like Malcolm X out here. You know what I'm saying? He's about to drop.
Yeah, he's a great. That's a whole different. I can feel his shoes.
All right, but so you started getting into self-education, dealing with certain people.
Right, like the Moors, the Hebrew Israelites, just building up the consciousness. People talk about the third eye, the eye of consciousness and stuff like that. So even studying more in depth about Islam and stuff like that. So it was more, that was the self-education I went through the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't college no more.
Yeah.
It was basically more science, Temple of America, the Hebrew Israelites building the temple, Islam, and then like books like I already read 48 Laws of Power when I was in South Texas. Read 48 Laws of Power, read 33 Strategies of War, read The Art of Seduction, read Sun Tzu, The Art of War. I read the Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi that I put him on, my cousin on. I read The Master Key System. I read so I can name out many different books.
Now let me ask you, cause like a lot of people read a lot of books, know what I mean, but they don't implement the knowledge that's in these, you know what I mean, books.
But that's the application of knowledge.
Yeah, like like a lot of people could read, say, The Secret, the Law of Attraction, or something like that. But how can these people get to a level where they're actually applying it? Because like it has to be some type of understanding for yourself that you understand that focus and the law of attraction really works. Now, I mean,
it does. I mean, I've used it, continuously using it, and I'm successful in using it.
Yeah.
But I mean, wisdom is the application of knowledge. That's how you gain wisdom. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So unless you are convinced within yourself that this actually works, and like I'm gonna give this a try. You know what I mean? Then you won't. It just will be another book that you read that you can just tell other people, read this book. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever like that, just to sound good.
Yeah.
You know, like it's many different people that's so-called educated that can quote many different books off to you, but they're not applying it themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And therefore they don't have no wisdom. Like, yo, why is this dude? It's like, why is this dude telling me not, telling me not to go down this path? It's like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Why is this dude telling me not to walk down this path, but he continuously walking down this path? But all along you telling me not to walk down the path, but you can quote this type of stuff too. Yeah. It don't work. Like, you have to actually struggle to put in the work.
Yeah. So like, I know how I do it. Like, say I read a book, say like the Book of Five Rings or whatever. And like when they say hold your hands like this, like I'll immediately stop and put it into implementation. So I did it once.
Right.
It's in the memory bank of that I did it. So I notice myself doing it even more, or I might change my stance because the book said it. Like, but it's a mere putting into action what they said would be effective in your life.
Right.
No matter if it was a financial book, they say do the investment this way. Do it like that.
Right.
And do it immediately.
Right.
Don't sleep on the knowledge. Apply it.
Yo, you really like these books that you read.
Yeah.
That's not like hood novels. You know, a lot of people read hood novels.
I write
every
hood
novels. I'm not saying I don't have nothing against them.
I know you don't have no.
I don't have nothing against it because I like to read them too. I like to read them too. But it was a point for me where I got burnt out on that stuff. Like it's the same old story, but it's a different person name in a different part of the city in the United States. You know, selling drugs, getting with a bad chick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Taking over the neighborhood. You either the dude wind up getting killed or getting in jail. Like it's same thing.
Same narrative.
It might be just, but them books though, certain books, them authors, they put wisdom in there though. They drop jewels on you.
I ain't gonna say I'm one of them, but
they drop jewels. Yeah, you know.
You might get.
Hey, get the book. You know what I'm saying? My cousin wrote a book. He already put his stuff out there. Walnut Street. I got a shout out to that. Make sure I shout out. You know, Walnut Cut. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get that. My cousin's a very good writer. So make sure y'all get that too. I gotta shout you out, big cuz.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
But with that being said, like these books, especially outside of hood novels and stuff like that, because even hood novels got a lot of jewels in there for you to be able to help you along your path. Yeah. But I think it's more important, like these books of high consciousness, like 48 Laws of Power, and books like that, or the Master Key System. Like I'm already dropping jewels on you. You know what I'm saying? So take heed to what I'm telling you, because for me to be 13 months out, you know what I'm saying, and within 8 months after being released from the halfway house staying with my grandmother, I already had my own place. I'm on my second car. I work for a top 3 international IT company in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 7 classes away from having my associate's degree in information technology. I have a 3.2 GPA, and now I'm in my break. I'm getting ready to go for 2 certifications in CompTIA. Like, this is not no game. I'm not telling you this stuff, and I'm not trying to run down my accolades like to say.
He basically trying to say.
I'm trying to tell you like this stuff works.
We're giving you some wisdom. So
if like
you heard it, rewind the session so you can write down the name of these books. And maybe
you can look them up. Google the books. You know what I'm saying? If you got Amazon Prime, the books will come cheap to you. You know what I'm saying? $5, $10. You know, free shipping and handling, all that other type of stuff. So I'm telling you,
YouTube, you can just audio book.
Or audio book them. It depends on how you learn. It depends on how you learn. I'm telling you, these books, and I'm Muslim too, so a lot of my faith comes from Allah, and already things have already been written and stuff like that. And trying to obey Allah to the best of my ability and follow the Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessing be upon him, to the best of my ability. This is why I'm like, a lot of people say you're blessed. Like, this is why I'm being blessed and fortunate, because I'm actually putting this stuff into implementation. Yeah. This is not words I'm speaking out to you. This is real facts.
It's real facts.
This real facts. And 7 years in prison, man. Lost everything. Lost my family. Lost my house. Lost my car.
And let me say this one thing. Just because you join a religious faction is not going to make you more successful.
No, not at all.
I am not religious.
Very successful.
He's religious.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? But what's been dumped into him is what's making him successful. What's dumped into me is what's making me successful.
Yeah.
So don't think, know what I mean?
It's like what you eat don't make me shit, necessarily.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
But a common thing that we both eat is wisdom. We both eat wisdom. And that's like the common denominator between why we're basically building at a faster pace than some people.
Exactly.
Know what I mean?
Like, so I could touch many different aspects. I can go into the religion. I'm just saying this. Read. The reason why they say read is fundamental, because you want to feed your mind. It's like you eating food. You don't want to keep eating this trash at McDonald's and it doesn't bring you no nutritionist value. You want to feed your mind something that's nutritious that you can actually implement that's going to help you progress in life. That's why when you're in college, you do a lot of reading. You do a lot of research. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of implementation.
It's just like, yeah, like as long as it's something positive that's going to help you progress, man, take heed. And I'm especially talking to these young black brothers out here that's in their late teens and going into their 20s that's being manipulated by these rap videos and by society and by what's being presented on TV. That's not real life, man. Yeah. Like you can't, if you live a certain lifestyle where you wake up every day and you're struggling or whatever like that, you're trying to find your way through school, you watching Black Ink New York or Black Ink Chicago or watching these rap videos, that just realize that stuff is entertainment.
Yeah, and you gotta think about it. Like the type of person I am, I don't really like over watching stuff like that. Yeah. Because it's like I'm watching them shine. Yeah. But if I overly watch them shine, I'll never get my own chance to shine. Right. And like I have to spend time me putting myself behind the camera, exactly. Not watching them on camera. Right. I have to spend time me reading the books that I could apply in my life to get me a higher level of success. Like you can't over focus on other people's life. So like it's levels of conversation. Like right now we're having a level 3 conversation. Level 1 conversation is me and him just talking about what other people doing. You see what she did. You see what that person did. Yeah. Woo, woo. That's like low level conversation. You hear a lot of people saying what they do on Love and Hip Hop or something like that. Then you got level 2. We start talking about where did you go? You know what I mean? What you getting involved with? Like you start having a higher level of conversation about you know what I mean, stuff that's empowering type stuff. Like I went somewhere and it made me feel good. You know what I mean? Right. So then you get to level 3 conversations where now you're talking about how to improve a society. Right. How, you know what I mean, we're gonna create something that's better for the community. Like you're in a mastermind level of conversation. That's what it basically is. Right. So, now I mean, we're gonna get back to you in a minute. Now I mean, the camera about to die, so I'll holler at y'all.